Okay, so I'm going to give you a little overview of how you can have foldering inside of Watson Studio in projects and in catalogs. So I've got a folder here of a bunch of stuff, and it has subfolders inside of it. So what I'm going to do is, the first thing, I'll sync this up into object storage. So I've created a Cloud Object Storage, and I've already done a sync, but I'll show you how it works. It's a very basic command. So basically here, pointing to my Cloud Object Storage endpoint, issuing the sync, and saying I want my current folder synced to this bucket. And basically, since I had already uploaded most of it, it found the changes here, uploaded those 3 changes, and then it was done. So as you can see here, Cloud Object Storage is flat, right? So you'll see the write out of the buckets in the folders in slash marks, but it is flat inside of the object storage. Now what I can do in Watson Studio is I can create 2 objects. The first is a connection object out to Cloud Object Storage. All this is, it holds the connection information for my Cloud Object Storage bucket. So it's got all the API keys and things like that. And then the second object here that I've created, this folder asset. Unfortunately, there's no button for that right now, but we can easily create it through the API. And so what that's going to do is it will create this folder asset type and associate it in with any part of that Cloud Object Storage root structure. So I'll show you quickly. The command to do it is here, and I'm just mapping right down into the root of that Cloud Object Storage Deluxe Demo folder. And so when I execute that, it creates this thing. So as we click into the folder, we're presented with the folder structure. So we can browse down into subfolders and more subfolders. And for supported file types, text, CSV, that sort of thing, we can get a preview directly in the UI. Okay, the next piece. So as I alluded to before, everything here is scriptable via a command line API or Node.js or Java. And so I did that folder structure via the API. You can also use that to create full projects. So the question had come up, how can I duplicate or clone or start off with a project that already has stuff in it? Well, you do that via the API. So it's a pretty straightforward transaction. You execute the command via the API to put whatever you want into the initial project, and then from there you can layer onto that command. Let's say I want to create a project that already has a mapping to my Cloud Object Storage bucket and a folder tree from a set folder. Well, that's just 3 commands, right? So 3 executed commands via the API, and then that's done. Same thing if you wanted to essentially clone a project. You would get the project first, you would read that and create the new one exactly the same, of course substituting out a different project name.